Okay, great. All right, so I've already prepped my nails. So I already have a base coat of EC on mine. You're free to do that if you choose to. I know some people have preferences about staining, and so they usually put an EC base underneath.
Yeah. Good plan. I'll do that.
So I'm going to focus on just one nail too, since it's a tutorial versus watching me do a whole entire mani. But you feel free to do your whole hand. So
do you want it to be sort of a conversation, or would you rather have it be you just teaching the class?
Oh no, totally can chat. Yeah. That was what I was hoping for, to make it more of a fun thing to do together versus just me talking the whole time.
So you're painting a whole nail with
yes. So the base color is the red, and you paint the entire nail, and it's just the one coat. And here I can zoom in a bit.
I'm letting my
see that a little bit more. Yeah. I'm gonna scoot this over. There we go. That's the perfect position. So yeah, so the base coat, and then I have a nifty timer here that I like to use to keep me from rushing into it not drying fast enough. It's like a 5-minute timer that, depending, for this purpose, I'll use it just as 5 minutes. But typically I flip it twice for a 10-minute break in between. Yeah. So I really like this shade of red on me versus the CB. It could be really in my beautiful head too.
I love all the reds, and they may not all equally love me back, but I don't care. I love them so much.
And then what I've discovered pretty late to the game, and I actually just ordered one for Maniology, is this cuticle protector latex nail tape. So I'm actually going to apply that around because it makes cleanup. When you do the design part, you'll see that I don't pay much attention to like getting it on my skin so that it looks as well as I want it to. So I'm just going to put
that too.
Now.
I'm going to go grab mine.
Oh yeah, grab it. Totally. It helps clean up so much.
Okay.
And I like this one because it dries clear. I don't know if they all do. But
yeah, I was a little weirded out by that. I'm like, is it ever going to come off? The first time I tried it, which was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I tried stamping, but I cleaned the stamper with acetone and totally ruined it.
Oh no.
So I was like, okay, I'll order another stamper from Amazon. And it'll be here. And it arrived just before this.
Yeah, I was hoping this nail tape would get. So the first time I did this, I did not have nail tape. So it was a lot of work cleaning it up.
The bright colors and the dark colors.
Yeah.
That must have been something. Yeah, I've got mine.
Ooh, awesome. So pretty.
I'm copying you, doing my middle finger. It's the most space.
Yeah, exactly. And actually the first time I did it on my set of press-ons. So I had a lot of palette to work with.
Yeah.
Which is a good idea too, if you're ever.
Yeah.
Okay, so timer's going. So what do you do for work or stay at home?
Oh, I work for an association in Washington, D.C. So it's a healthcare association. So it's a very DC kind of thing to do. What about you?
I am a third grade teacher.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, hold on.
Are you virtual or are you in person still? or again?
I'm in person. I'm just, some people are trying to get in. What was,
Oh,
oh, do you want me to send the link? Okay. Okay. I have some people. Let's see. Let me share this link. Oops. They can also type in the meeting ID though as well. Okay. Yeah, I'll send you the link. So my timer is almost done. So yeah, I teach third grade. We've been in person, but I also do hybrid because if someone tests positive, they have to stay on Zoom. So there's a lot of back and forth, unfortunately.
that's very challenging.
It's
Doing
been a crazy 2 years.
I can't even imagine what teachers have been through. I was already a full-time telecommuter, so not a big deal for me, but I can't imagine what you're going through.
Yeah, that plus with my kids Zooming when it was like full Zoom, that was the craziest. Me teaching on Zoom with my kids on Zoom and managing all of that was insanity. All right.
I can't imagine.
So my 5-minute timer's gone up. So I am going to use Olive and June's nail tools, but you are more than welcome to use whatever you have. I actually have a set of non-Olive and June ones as well.
Okay, which ones are you using? Which tools?
So this will be the one with the brushes on each side.
Okay, I've got some brushes.
And it's a nice little thin brush here.
How thin was that?
It's oops, wait, there. There you go. Can you see that?
Kind of. Maybe I'll see it on the screen below.
Show it.
Maybe that will be.
What happened? Oh, there we go. Let's see. There you go.
Okay, so that's pretty thin.
It is pretty thin, yeah.
Okay.
And then the first shade to use will be your maroonish color. So I'm using Obsessed. And I have this little resin plate, but what I also found, if you happen to still have your press-ons, is that the little container that this comes with is a perfect dish as well to dab polish in to keep it in. So you can use either one. I'm going to use my little pretty resin plate. And in order to not waste too much polish, I just use my brush and get a little dab there.
Okay.
And then where you want to do your geometric triangle is up to you. So when I did it on my press-ons, I actually had the Vampy Heart press-ons on. And so since I wanted to cover up that little heart, I chose to do my triangles wherever the heart happened to land.
Okay.
So if you want it to look the same on every nail is up to you, or if you want it to be different on every nail, totally up to you. So then I just dip it in, roll it around. And I'm going to start at my edge here and just lightly paint a triangle as far as you want it. Just drawing the outline and the edges. Thankfully, this is a very forgiving pattern because when you go over it with the gold after, it'll cover up all imperfections with your line. So it doesn't have to be perfectly straight.
Okay.
Then I just go in and fill in. So you can make this as big or small as you want. I think I'm going to make mine a little bit bigger this time. So I'm going to go in this way. And then it'll depend on how much deepness you want or transparency. I'll probably do 2 coats. Hi, Karen. Oh, she can't hear me yet. I'll probably do 2 coats of this. So I'll go back in and paint over that in just a few moments.
Okay.
Hi, Karen.
I'm not.
Hi.
Thanks
Sorry,
for
I had my
joining in.
time zones a little mixed up and
No
Anyway.
worries at all. We've actually just gotten started. So all we've done is the base coat and the first geometric design. So it's up to you. So you can catch up when you'd like.
Okay.
If you want to do it live with us.
I do.
And just so you know why there's a weird pinkish hue around my cuticle is that I have nail tape on to make cleanup a little bit easier at the end.
Cool.
Which is not necessary, but it does definitely help a lot.
It's easy to customize your insurance at libertymutual.com, so you only pay for what you need. Isn't that right, Emu? Emu? Sorry, one second.
This is what it looks like so far. Ooh, let me get my hand in focus, figuring out where it is. Where's the camera angle? There we go. I have to mirror, I'm mirrored, so I'm like moving in the wrong direction. And for sake of time, Karen, I'm just doing 1 nail, which is why the rest of my nails are bare.
Got it. You did a base coat of CV.
So
Or
whatever
ES.
red is up to you. I use ES because the CV for me is a little too orangey on me, whereas the ES has that blue undertone. So I find it looks better on my skin tone. But
Cool.
and then I can't remember, Heidi, if you're using ES or the CV.
Yeah.
We're just chatting. Where are you from, Karen?
I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. How about y'all?
Hi, Karen and Heidi.
I'm in LA, and then I think Heidi, you said you're in DC.
I'm outside of DC, and this is
Nice.
Rose.
Hi, Rose.
And I have to keep putting my glasses on and off because on the computer I can see without, and my nails I have to use them.
No worries. What do you do
I've
for
sort
work,
of
Karen?
got it. How thick is your?
So now that I've let it set just a little bit, I'm gonna pull out so I have other nail tools, design tools, and this one's a little bit of like a flat pointed paintbrush, just because I want to fill in my obsessed a little bit more than what I used for the outline. So I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
dip that in here, and it just helps to fill it in a bit more and make it more opaque than. And I'm gonna get right up onto my skin because I have that nail tape, so it'll make it really easy to clean up after. And Karen, you don't have to worry about being super strict with very straight lines because the gold lining that we'll do at the end will make it really forgiving for any jagged lines.
Perfect.
So no worries if it's not perfect.
Did you do your non-dominant hand with this?
I did. So I had both. I had both
Cool.
my nails done. I thought about keeping them in place for this tutorial, but because I had it on for like a week, it was starting to grow out, and
Mhm.
felt like that wasn't going to be pretty enough for that. And then I'm just going to pull out my polish remover so I can clean my art brushes in between, since I do use them for all the colors. The same ones. I don't want it to stick. Oh, and Karen, you missed this tip, but if you have press-ons and or don't have a resin plate or something, this is perfect for putting in your nail polish. I discovered.
That's so smart.
Yeah, so if you don't have like a little resin thing like this is a perfect alternative and cheap, and it already comes with the sets.
Okay, even better.
All right, so once that is set, you're going to come in with the next color, which is going to be your pink. I'm choosing to use JM, but whatever pink you think fits well with the mix is totally up to you. And make my little dip.
Sorry for the noise. I was getting some foil to
Oh, no, no
use
worries.
for the polish.
I'm sure my children will interrupt at some point. There'll be plenty of noise to go around. So for this, I'm actually going to use not a nail art tool. I use the actual paintbrush because this is going to cover more of your nail plate. So let me just figure out which way I wanted to do this one.
It's the regular polish brush that comes with JM.
Yeah. I put it out here too, because if I want to fill in my lines a little bit. So I did put it in my little dish as well. But the pink that you use, you're going to find whatever angle is complementary to the triangle that you drew. So if you didn't paint the same direction as mine, feel free to figure out whichever is complementary to yours. So I'm going to choose, let me move my tools out of the way. I think I'm going to do across this way. So if you can see, I'm going to come right across and actually meet my obsessed, and it's going to paint across. And this is not going to look like the prettiest manicure until it's done. It's going to look pretty ridiculous. And I'm just going to do a couple paints over. Oh, and there's my daughter. And even though I have my nail tape, I do like to just clean it up just a tad.
How do you clean it up with the nail tape on? What are you using?
I'm still using my what is that called? What do they call this? Not the touch-up brush.
Oh, the cleanup brush?
Cleanup
Yeah,
brush?
there. Like the cleanup
okay.
brush. I don't know,
Are
I
you
blanked on the
dipping it?
name. And I just lightly go over. I just literally went into that deep groove right there.
Okay. But not with any remover.
Yeah, with the remover, just a tiny bit.
Oh, okay.
And so if you notice because of the width of the nail polish paint, let me see if I can get closer. The JM is not reaching all the way to my skin here. So that's where I go in with my art tool and the little bit that I put on my plate to just fill in that little bit of a gap.
Oh.
So now it's that relatively straight line there. And I just clip that up a little bit. So. And let me know if I go too quickly or need to speed up.
No, you're good.
Here to suit your needs.
This is good.
How long did this take you when you did this?
So I was clearly feeling adventurous. It took me a lot longer than it is right now, mostly because I was just trying to figure out what angles I wanted. And I was telling Heidi that I did this on top of press-ons originally because it gives you such a bigger palette to work with.
Yeah.
And it was the Vampy Heart one. So I wanted to make sure my obsessed triangles covered the hearts. So that was like a little tricky to make sure it still ended up being the geometric design I wanted.
Very good.
But it worked out. And now I'm just doing it on my natural nails, which actually seems relatively easier, but that could be because it's the second time around.
Yeah.
So depending on the shade of pink you've used, you might want to go over it a second time to make it as opaque as you'd like. Mine, I'm okay with, so I'm not going to go over it again. And then the blue I'm using is Blueberry Smash, but I feel like Boost would also work as a bright blue to go on it. Looking at my palettes up there. And again, depending on how big this blue triangle is going to be, you can use the actual paint brush or the nail art tool. And because for this particular finger, I'm probably going to go with a bigger blue, I'm actually going to use my paintbrush. I think I might, let's see, which way do I want to do this time? I'm going to go this way, which means, so you're going to be going over your pink, in my case, the JM. I actually put too much, so I'm going to wipe some of that off. And then I'm going to go in and just wipe away that excess. And the latex tape actually makes it, even if I'm using the cleanup brush on top of it, it actually makes it even that much easier to clean up with the cleanup brush.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. It's great.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it would make it that easy. This is the first time experimenting that way.
Yeah.
I love how relaxing it is, even when you're doing these complicated designs. Painting your nails are.
Mhm.
All right.
I agree. And the satisfaction is kind of cool too. Just like,
Yeah.
I did that.
Especially
Yeah.
when you get asked like, oh, your nails are great. Where'd you get them done? Oh, in my house.
Yeah.
I did it by my own hand.
Mhm.
Oh, and oh, well, never mind. It's fine. However many coats of the red base you did. So now I'm going to set my timer and let this sit for a bit. So Karen, I have this little nifty 5-minute sand timer that usually I
That's
do
cool.
it, twice for it to be 10 minutes. And since that's the last color, I want it to set a bit more before going through with the gold, especially because Obvi is such a translucent glitter in some ways that it needs to be thick. And if it's on top of wet paint, it doesn't go on as well.
And is it okay if they're not totally touching
Yes.
each other?
Because that gold is going to fill in any of your perceived imperfections. You won't even know it was like that.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, my lid wasn't on all the way.
Oh,
Knock on wood,
spill.
I've yet to spill one, and I'm like, it's inevitable.
Yes.
I know.
I'm
It
so
is, isn't
nervous
it?
for that time that I do that.
Mhm.
Colors. And I'll show up and see. You can see how it's just it looks a little weird
Yeah.
in
Wait, if I take my glasses off, I can see
beginning
better.
stages, but that's what mine looks like so far.
Oh,
I
good.
love these colors together.
I do
that's just
too. I was
fantastic.
surprised I could find a dupe to that picture. That was my inspiration. My
Saw the
goal
blueberry
is
smash and like, I got to do this. It's one of my favorite colors.
yeah, I love all the blues. Blue is my favorite color. And when they came out with this for the summer, at first it was a little daunting. I was like, oh, my skin tone with that blue is a little much, but I actually grew on me.
Like, I don't know what this is going to be. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the green and the yellow, I was like, that's never happening.
Mhm.
That's never happening. But I put on the blue and I loved it.
Yeah. I
used
ended up
to-
having like every color though, because I use for different nail art things. And so I'm like, you know what? It works. It works to still have it all.
Yeah. Oh, right. Like there may be someday that I'll use it, but it's not going to be for a full mani.
No,
No, definitely not.
for me,
Nope.
not the lemony lemon or the orange fizz. No.
Right. Definitely not a
No,
full
I
mani.
think the orange and the orange and the strawberry too, were both had that 80s feel, and I lived through the 80s thing the first time around. And so I'm like, can't do it.
Well, I almost picked those colors to do a variation of this when I was planning yesterday. I pulled out a bunch of different color sets, and half of the neon colors made my short list. But then I put it all away because I thought I missed the class because I'm a dummy.
No.
So now I'm just using whatever.
Oh, you should totally use the neon. I would totally use the neon if
I was gonna say
hadn't done
that
it
would be
first
cool
time.
too. Yeah.
I'm doing one traditional nail, and then like
okay.
Maritza's doing, and then
Oh,
one
I love
kind of
it. It's coming out
pastel-y.
really
Love
good.
that. Nice.
We'll see.
Y'all are ambitious. I've just got the one nail going. I thought I would get this nail going, but it's just this nail right now. I'm just gonna do one at a time for now.
Well, it doesn't look good. I'll put it that way. But at least it's practice, and later on I can do it more better.
Once you put that top coat, though, I've always found that like once you put the gold in, like when I was first doing it too, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I thought I was doing, but I was like, I've wasted like 2 hours of my life. I'm going to finish it because I did both hands. So once it was finally done, though, I actually liked it a lot.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm gonna try to see if my paint is ready for the gold touch.
Ooh, Obvi, that's the one I forgot to get out.
Oh, yes. Yep.
He likes the cold weather.
All right, so I am going to try and make sure I can still keep my hand in this position while I do it. I might have to move my polishes out of the way though.
That'd be so funny. Like, I'm like, not the neons, but I'll do a full Obvi manicure and be totally thrilled with it. So,
Yeah, yep.
it doesn't have to make sense, I guess, right?
Yep. So the way that I did this, rather than a brush stroke necessarily, I kind of just tapped the line across. Hopefully it's not too dark and you can.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I just tapped along the lines, and this is why it'll cover up any of those imperfections that you think you may have had when creating it. And I did do 2 to 3 layers of the Obvi because, as I'm sure you know, if you've done it as a full mani, that first coat is all
not a lot.
Yeah, not a lot of glitter happens.
It's a 3-layer mani, and then taking it off is terrifying because you're like, I'm never going to get this off my hands. But then you just soak it in acetone and it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
And then
it was terrifying. I was like, it's not coming. I'm gonna have gold nails forever.
Gold nails forever.
Yeah. Well, that was how I learned that the glitter shreds the sponge in the pot. And
I ended up
a separate glitter pot.
A glitter pot. I learned that early on.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna put my glitter finger in the pot ever again. That won't happen.
Even with this mani, I'm gonna warn you, you still will need that separate pot. The little glitter line still, you could feel it shredding. So I was like, oh, never mind. Thought maybe it was just a little bit enough that it wouldn't matter.
Oh yeah.
When I was taking it off, and it definitely did. So I went through and I just go along everywhere the colors meet. And it doesn't do a good job of coverage, as I said, for the first round. So I'm going to let that sit for a bit. And I'm just going to go right back on top of it afterwards. Let me grab. Right, let's see, did I get everything? I did. So that's what it looks like now so far without the SGT. And that's just the one layer of the gold accent. That's my timer. Oops. Okay, no, we're so good. Lady. Yeah, this is actually a lot easier the second time around. A lot easier. What do you do for work, Karen, or you stay at home?
I'm a physical therapist.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I usually have to keep my nails kind of short. So I've just put these press-ons yesterday and have been, like SGT said, very character, flaring the nails everywhere.
Hmm.
I've lost the thumbs, but I put them back on and trying to decide how I feel about it. But it's fun for the painting. Like you said, this is a lot of canvas.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. I said palette, canvas, a lot of canvas to work with.
And you've
Do you
both
host?
taken the press-ons off, right?
No, and I'm a little concerned about that. After seeing what was under my thumb when it popped off, I was trying to clean it with acetone and that didn't really do anything. So I was like, well, I have extra nails. I'll just put a new one.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've been using, honestly, because I've been wearing them for so long, like I wear them at least a week at a time, they end up lifting a little at the cuticle line. Uh-oh. Low battery mode.
Uh-oh.
They've been lifting at the cuticle, so it's been pretty easy to just slip in some static nail remover.
Yeah, they're out everywhere online. I just looked.
I've heard, which is crazy.
So I ordered something else off of Amazon. I think
you found a different kind?
yeah, it's something Kiss. I had seen that brand mentioned on Facebook.
Yeah, it was sold out for me too. I struggled, so it was so hard taking them off, but I took them off the next morning because they were hurting.
Oh no.
Yeah, I
like,
found if
no
if
pain.
they're a little too big, they will hurt. So definitely size down.
Big.
Yeah, so one of the tricks is to place it on your nail, and if it fully covers your nail before pushing down, it's going to be too big. Because once you push down, then the nail is pressing into your skin. So there should be just it should only cover your nail after you press it down. And then that means it's the right size.
Okay. I was thinking the opposite, that meant they were too small because they were squeezing.
Yeah, I thought that too initially, but I went to the press on Manny 101 class and learned that, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then I tried it after, and I was like, this is like night and day, and it makes it look a lot more natural too.
I agree with that.
Wow.
When I was playing with them when they were too big, I thought, no way.
Yeah,
natural.
Right. So I've
I picked they just don't look natural when they're too big.
No.
Yes. Yeah. So I've gone in for my second layer of obvi now, which I think I'm happy with. Oh wait, this little tiny spot. So now waiting the magical dry time to apply SGT.
Oh my goodness. So cute.
Yeah, it definitely had to grow on me when I first did that. I was like, how do I feel about it? It's a lot of colors, but I actually did end up liking it a lot.
Yeah, it's super cute.
Yeah, I was thinking I might, I don't know if I was going to do like a Sunday, whether people join or not, just like make a live of me painting my nails, because I paint my nails every Sunday. And then
I usually do Sundays too.
Yeah. I was thinking I might just make a live every Sunday and people can join if they want.
Have you
That's a great idea.
done other classes before?
This is my very first one. So Heidi was proof of me like trying to fix my camera, trying to, I'm so nervous.
That's great. You've got it perfectly.
I've never done it before. I'm just, now that I became a brand ambassador, I felt more motivated to do a little bit more with my Instagram page. Okay, so charger must not be plugged in. Let's see. Let's try this charger. Okay, there we go. Now it's charging. Uh-oh. And we're back. Okay. Now it's nice and clear. Okay. I'm just going to give it a shot and try to put my SGT on. Hopefully it does not streak, which is the part that would happen. That's what would happen if you try to put it on too soon. I think it should be fine. I just love how every time SGT surprises me with just bringing it all together. Like I feel like it
Oh, it really does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I did some hearts and the hearts were all lumpy and sad, and
yeah.
I put SGT on top and it was like a miracle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Like
great.
It just
smoothed
seems
all
to
the lumps out.
smooth everything out and flatten the design for me. So
And it doesn't run the colors into each other?
Yeah.
I have
That's
had it do
great.
that when they were too wet.
Okay.
And I did more than one swipe, but if I can get it in one swipe, it's usually.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Now I'm gonna use my little cuticle pusher to peel off the nail tape. So now I've gone in, just making sure there isn't any on my skin. Yeah, nail tape is definitely a game changer because I spent most of my time the first time. So yes, it took 2 hours, but that was because cleanup was atrocious.
I can imagine obvi all over your fingers. That would just
It
be
was
so hard to
just
clean.
all the colors everywhere. It was a mess, but this definitely sped that up by a ton. I'm just going to go through with my cleanup brush anyways, just to be extra.
When do you guys do your cleanup brush? Do you do it in between coats or after it's dry? Or
I do both in between coats because I don't sit still well. So I thought, well, I have to wait 5 minutes, clean up this coat, because then sometimes I can do the second coat just right where the first coat is.
Right.
And I don't need as much cleanup in between. Not always.
Yeah, same. I do it in between. And then I also tend to like to use acetone for my cleanup rather than the O&J remover because it's just a lot faster.
Same.
I mean, the O&J remover does just fine. It's just a lot quicker to use acetone.
Yeah.
And then I just like to, because it also helps without getting that clean line on the sides and that cuticle line at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm done. And that.
Oh, I see. Oh, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
So pretty.
Thanks.
Did you do yours, Karen?
Yeah.
Let's see everyone else's.
There's
I love the gray tone one.
Those are
art
gorgeous.
It's KMC art class.
Okay.
Scattered showers.
I love that.
LHG.
Mine, I'm very bad at nail art. Here is mine. Let's see. Can you see
It
that?
looks good.
I'm not good at nail art, but maybe the second one will be better.
No, yeah. I mean, me doing it this time around, it was a lot easier. So definitely practice helps. But those look great, and that gives me a really good idea, Karen, to do like neutral colors too, and just make it look classier.
Just something a little different.
Yeah, I love that.
But I like the original colors. Again, I wouldn't have picked them to go together, but they look really cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, ladies, for joining me. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you. Yeah.
Did.
I appreciate you taking the time to teach us.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Fun.
Thank you.
Oops. Nope.
And definitely post when you got another one.
I'm sorry?
Definitely post when you're going to do another one.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I will continue to do it. I'm hoping to do it weekly, just to also increase my followers. And I mean, I have fun doing it, so I don't mind sharing it all.
What's your Instagram?
My Nail Fee Life. So it's
Oh, okay.
show up
I
that
might
screen
already
that you
follow
see.
you and not
Yeah, you
realize
might.
it.
I think so.
You got one too, Karen?
I think no. I don't put it on Instagram. I probably should, but
No, I don't put
it's
mine on
funny.
Instagram.
My friends don't really know how into this I am.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop.